Hello, welcome to this update for the severe weather in the U.S. and Canada. So let's see first. The U.S. we have a marginal risk. Parts of Idaho, Montana, South Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, northwestern Colorado, and North Dakota. So some storms in the south as well. And let's see, tornado threat less than 2%, hail of 5% in Montana and Idaho, and wind a bigger 5% there for wind, so be aware. Thunderstorms developing across the northern Rockies and adjacent parts of the Great Basin this afternoon may produce occasional strong to severe gusts before spreading eastward towards the northern high plains this evening. So be aware there. I'll show you the model in a second. Tomorrow, a bigger marginal risk from parts of Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, to Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska, even Kansas. Still some storms in the south there. So, tornado threat less than 2% tomorrow, wind 5%, and hail 5% tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's Wednesday. Isolated strong to severe storms are possible Wednesday across parts of central and northern Rockies and plains into parts of Minnesota. So be aware for Wednesday. Thursday, just general risk of storms. Be aware of general thunderstorms there and heavy rain in the south. I'll show you in a second. So let's see. There's the HUR here. It shows those storms firing in Idaho, Montana, some storms this afternoon in Wyoming, into Utah as well, and then they might spread this evening into the high plains there. So be aware in those areas. Also shows a lot of tropical thunderstorms in Texas, more moisture in Florida, some storms there as well this afternoon, and yeah, so be aware. And what else do we have here? So today there's an elevated fire, parts of Nebraska and South Dakota, Wyoming, another one in Nevada and Idaho, even Utah. So be aware in those areas. Some weather fire conditions possible, and the fire danger and everything. And tomorrow they don't have anything yet. So in terms of precipitation, some flash flooding possible in Texas, some mixed precipitation in the mountains, and excessive rainfall, a slight risk in Texas, a marginal in Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, another marginal in Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi. Tomorrow, another slight in Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, and a marginal from Texas to Florida. Be careful, some heavy rain those areas, potentially some flash flooding into Thursday as well, a slight risk, day 3, so into Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and even Florida, and a marginal, so be aware there. Day 4, still a marginal in the southeast for Friday. Day 5, marginal in the northeast and southeast for Saturday. Precipitation today shows more in Texas there, more in the coast of Texas a lot, some areas like close to 3 inches in some areas, and shows more in the southeast in Florida. For Wednesday, tomorrow, more in Louisiana, close to 2.5 to 3 inches in some areas near the Mississippi coast, and in Alabama, so be aware. Still some in the north there, the storms, and in Texas. Thursday, day 3, more in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Louisiana, and Georgia, especially Louisiana, close to 3 inches. The day 4 shows still in the southeast, that frontal boundary there, still bringing rain by Friday, more through Florida, Georgia there, Alabama, and those other areas along the Gulf, and more in Canada and parts of the Northeast, Great Lakes too by Friday. Day 5, more across Florida there, Georgia, and the Northeast. There'll be that system up in Canada affecting the Northeast from Friday to Saturday. For Sunday, the rain mostly left there, still some in Canada, but some lingering rain still in Florida there in the Gulf. Day 7, more in Florida, part of the southeast, and days 1 through 7 shows a lot all along the Gulf there, some in the northeast in Canada, and there's some storms in the west in those areas. So be careful with all the rain there. And let's see front. We have the front there, the other systems up there, and let's see snow. It doesn't show anything, but let's see the heat risk. Wait. It's still major in parts of the Dakotas, and still some other major in the southwest. Major in parts of the south still. Heat risk Wednesday more major in the southwest and California, more moderate in the northwest and southeast. Some major moderate heat risk still. Thursday more major to extreme heat risk in Arizona and California. Be careful there with the heat, and into the northwest some major. Florida some major heat risk June Thursday. Friday some more major to moderate heat risk in Florida and major to extreme in California and Arizona there. And even let's see into Nevada some major to extreme, so be careful there. Moderate to major in the northwest, some minor in other areas. Saturday still some small areas of extreme and major heat risk, but mainly moderate in the northwest as well in Florida. Sunday some more moderate heat risk in Florida and parts of the north and southwest. Next Monday just some moderate in parts of the north and southwest in Florida to a minor heat risk across the west in the yellow. So be aware there. The maximum temperatures today show some 90s in the north, some 100s there in the southwest, 90s on the southeast. Let's see, show some 100s tomorrow, greater 100s on the southwest, lots of 100s in the valleys of California, 90s there in the southeast as well. Day 3 shows more 100s in California, 90s all the way to Oregon and Washington, even 100, and all the way to 115 there. So let's just zoom closer for day 3. Let's see. Day 3 is Thursday, so shows all the way to 116 and even more in some areas on Thursday. That valley could be higher than 120, so be careful with that heat there. For day 4, Friday, still shows some 100s in the valleys there, and close to 113 there in Arizona, California, and Nevada. And let's see the whole country here again. Some 90s in Florida, some 80s in Texas, all the way to the Ohio Valley. Some more 90s, 100s in the west. Day 5 for Saturday shows more 100s on the southwest, some 90s, 100s in the west, and more 90s and 80s in the south. Day 6 shows more 100s, some 90s there on the west, some 100s, more 80s in the plains and some 90s in Colorado and in Florida and Montana and those areas. Day 7 next Monday shows more 100s in southwest, more 90s in the north, some areas, Texas, Louisiana, some 90s, in Florida too, some 70s and 80s for the north, even some 60s. So be aware there. And let's see some outlooks, because we have this below average temperatures coming to the northeast there and the central US, those much above average temperatures on the west, bringing those heat waves. So a cool down coming for the northeast and mid-Atlantic and the south, and those very warm temperatures on the west. Even Florida did some above average, and day 8 through 14 still show some above average there, and the below average is mostly gone. So let's see, precipitation above average in the south, day 6 through 10, and above average in the northwest, and some below average in many areas. Day 8 through 14 still some below average, and above average in the northwest and southeast. So be aware there. Let's see here, the 24-hour max wind gusts shows some gusty winds occasionally in parts of Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and the plains past North Dakota, South Dakota, some gusty winds there, into Michigan and Lake Superior, so be aware there. Let's see, excessive heat warnings in the southwest and heat watches, heat advisories for the valleys into Oregon, red flag warnings there, across the plains and parts of the Rockies in the west, air quality advisories because the smoke, flood watches in Texas, and there might be soon in other parts of the south. So stay safe there. And in Canada, it shows those moderate to stronger storms possible in Manitoba and Saskatchewan, some minor storms in Alberta, and in fact, for those areas we have a severe possible there, mainly into Manitoba and Saskatchewan there. parts of Manitoba and eastern Saskatchewan, and some minor storms possible in other areas. So some heavy rain, strong winds, and small hail. So be aware there. And for Northwestern Territories, risk too low. In Yukon, some minor storm or two possible. British Columbia, some more. Shows some more storms there. Moderate to strong storms, even possible. And now let's be aware of the probability of dry lightning. But today is not as high as yesterday, so but you never know. Ontario, nothing great for today, and Quebec neither. So it's mainly quiet there. Atlantic Canada, nothing crazy as well, just in the ocean. So let's see. Western Canada shows some rain there, and more rain with this system by Wednesday. Some snow in the mountains there, but the rest kind of quiet except for those storms today and tomorrow there. Saskatchewan and other areas, and the rain on the west. And let's see, Central Canada shows those storms there into Hudson Bay, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, even southern Nunavut, some areas there later this evening to tomorrow. Those storms into Manitoba and Ontario. Be aware there. And then tomorrow they go south into Ontario and Quebec. Those storms there, and into other areas. Maybe some showers there by Friday. And yes, in Eastern Canada it shows those little showers and storms today from Ontario to Quebec, and some showers in Labrador and Quebec, even a tiny hint of snow or two there in northern Labrador. So then Wednesday, those storms come from Ontario, more through Quebec and southern Ontario there, central Ontario, more storms. And then shows by Friday some more storms in southern Ontario as that bigger system starts forming. And then by Saturday, more rain in the northeastern U.S., Ontario, Quebec. The system keeps spinning there, and then it goes bring some more showers by early next week into other areas of eastern Canada. And by next Wednesday, it shows another system in Atlantic Canada, parts of eastern Canada there, then it leaves. So yeah, stay safe and be aware. And there's the her here. Let's see. It shows those showers there in Ontario and Quebec today, maybe a storm or two, maybe some showers. And the storms in Manitoba and Saskatchewan are too far north to see here. But it does show a thing or two in Alberta, maybe some areas there. So stay safe. Let's just see some temperatures are still very hot in southern Saskatchewan, close to 32 degrees, 32, 28 degrees, 29 for Manitoba, so warmer temperatures there. In British Columbia too. And then let's see, tomorrow still shows some warmer temperatures, British Columbia, to Ontario, Quebec as well. And then that colder air comes, leaves much colder temperatures at night, but still hot in the west there by like Friday and the rest of this week. So be aware. And this mainly it. Let's see, wind gusts are they are kind of strong still. That system near Alaska and Western Canada. And then it shows still by Wednesday and Thursday some stronger winds into Quebec and northern Labrador because of that system there. So be aware. Might be some occasional gusts in northern Quebec and Labrador, more than 80 kilometers per hour. So be aware. And this is mainly it. Stay safe. The hazards still some air quality advisories in the west because the smoke and some wind warnings in Quebec. So yeah, stay safe.